Hello everyone. Hope all of you are keeping well. So today we will start an important topic. We will start from scratch how to learn Spark. So Spark, as you know, is a tool or a framework that allows you to process huge amount of data. And previously, as a data engineer, we were using Hadoop on-premise servers. But nowadays, most of the companies, enterprise companies, have moved into Spark, and they are using Spark as a service in the cloud. You can obviously configure Spark in your local laptop as well, but that requires a lot of effort, at least in the beginning, somebody who has started from scratch. So you need to follow a lot of things, downloading the softwares, you need to set up your Java path in your local laptop. So that's some topic I can take it up later if somebody really interested in learning how to install Spark in your local system. But today we will go for an easier route, which is using Spark as a service from your browser itself. So you don't need to have a very fancy laptop. Whatever you have, whatever it runs a browser, it's good for you. So for that, what you need to do is that, just search for Databricks Community Edition in your search engine, and you will get a link, Databricks Community Edition login. So what exactly this is? So Databricks has given an opportunity to people like you and me who wants to learn Spark, uh, who don't may not necessarily have a very fancy laptop or a very high-end configuration where Spark processing will run very smooth. Rather, they can take advantage of using their cloud platform, and here they are giving the opportunity to learn Spark, and this is more than good enough. This is more than good enough to start or begin with. So only thing is that you need to sign up if you don't have an account, which is a very basic thing. I'm just not going into the details. Just you need to fill up whatever the details you want to provide and get start for free. So here I will log in to the console. Okay. Once you are into the console, what you need to do is that you need to spin up a cluster. What exactly cluster is? So people who are coming from backgrounds and Hadoop, we know, right? In distributed company, something in distributed computing, we have head node, we have vocal nodes. So here in this cluster, you need to set up a node basically. So once you go into this option to create, you will see a cluster option is there. So just you need to create a cluster. So you can already see that something, an example that here you can see I have created a test cluster. I will show you how to create a new one. So let's give it a test one. So one important thing is that this cluster, it's gets auto terminated whenever it doesn't detect any activity more than a specific amount of time. It will automatically uh, terminate itself. So that's the beauty of cloud actually. You see, like whenever you are using Azure or any other cloud services, we go for automation things like whenever you are not using that particular service, you are writing some script runbooks to shut it down, or whenever we start using it, we can spin up that particular server. Let's say it's an ADF integration runtime, things like that. So no need to go into so much details, but for starting, you can just have an idea that it get automatically terminated each time you are out of the browser. So next time when you are coming into the browser or coming into to learn some code, you just need to fire up the cluster that you have set it up. So right now for the first time there is a test one, since I have already a cluster named test. I'm giving it a test one, and here you can take up any Databricks runtime. It doesn't matter for most of the cases, or in the beginning whatever the things that we were doing. So this is Scala. There's a GPU based runtime, but for now I'm just taking a very basic one, which is the 8.2 Scala 2.12 Spark version is 3.1.1. So I'm just taking it, and you just need to hit create cluster here. I'm not creating it because it takes some time. What are the things that we are getting with this cluster is free 15 GB memory as a community edition user. And this, your cluster will automatically terminate after an idle period of 2 hours, the one that we were just discussing, right? So once your cluster is up and running, then what you can do is that you can go to your workspace, you can go to users, and once you are into user, you can create a notebook. I'm not going into this library flow folder or flow experiment, all this stuff, so we can come back later on. But for now, I'm taking an example how to create a notebook, which is the most basic thing. So here only the, if you are want to write a notebook, a simple hello world, let's say. So here, what are the options you are getting is Python, Scala, SQL, and R. So these are the languages that you can use. Anybody who is proficient with Python, or maybe he is proficient with Scala, SQL, or R, anything is good. But for this example, we are taking Python, and we are taking the cluster test. Okay, so this is already, this cluster is not started yet. I need to start it, and that I can take it up in the next video. But as of now, you can just have to select the cluster, and then you just need to create this particular notebook. So once that notebook is ready, we can just run some Python code that will give you some output. Isn't it fantastic? Like in just 5 minutes of time, you are spinning up a cluster and you start running your code. You don't need to spend time. Just a few years back, when I started learning Spark, uh, there was no such facilities, I would say. Like I need to create a cluster in my local notebook or local laptop. And that was troublesome, though that this gives you some learning, like how behind the hood things work. But for the beginners, you don't need to concentrate much on the infrastructure part, rather than you can focus more on the coding part. So that's all for today. I will be making another video where we will spin up the particular cluster and start some coding, basic coding, and from there onwards we will take it forward. Thanks a lot. If you find this helpful, please consider subscribing this channel. That will give me much encouragement to bring some more videos. Thanks a lot. Have a good day. Bye.